So line plot, dot plot, same name for the same thing, okay? So it shows data on a blank. For bonus points, you can tell me what we put a line plot on. Showed up there. It has to be on a what? Thanks for raising your hand so I can give points to the right person. It's on what, Sienna? A number line. Has to be on a number line. An X or a dot represents each piece of this. What do we call the numbers that are in that set? With statistics, we're looking at this. It's going to be what? Go quickly. It's going to be called what? What is that called? The numbers. The information we collect. Give you a hint. Has 4 letters. Starts with a D. Raise your hand if you think you know what I'm talking about. It's on this piece of paper. Raise your hand if you think you know so I can give you points. Lacey.
Date.
I don't have date on there. Close. Data. All right, so it represents each piece of data. Each one has, okay, a X or a space that's made. Can you just wait till we get done until the video? You good? Okay. All right, so we're going to use a blank. This is used for small to moderate pieces of data. If I were polling the whole school about something, I would not use a line plot. Why? It'd be what? It'd be too many. It'd be too many X's, too many dots. It'd be hard. I'd have to count every single one. This is going to be when we have a smaller amount of data to look at, okay? What we're doing today is probably about the max amount of numbers that we're going to use, but we were going to practice with our memory game. Now, it is easy to find the following. It is easy to find what? What was easy to see, and you all told me real quick. Raise your hand if you can tell me. What one was the easiest to see in a line plot that we just talked about, and you gave me that name? Because it happened a lot. It was what, Kaden? What was easy to see? We looked. It was the tallest one. The number 10. Okay, what did that represent? The mode. It's easy to see the mode. Okay, it's also easy to see this, and this is the first time we've talked about it, but we're going to hear about it again, something called an outlier. Raise your hand if you think you know what an outlier is. What's an outlier, Kaden?
It's like something with probably the least amount of something, or it's just like really small or really big.
Okay, so it's not with the group. It's really small or really big. Let me give you an example. When you decide not to do an assignment, okay, you don't do it at all, what grade do you get? 0. Is that an outlier?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not very big and it's not.
Is it close to your other grades?
No.
I hope not. Hopefully it's really far away. Why? Because if it's really close to your grades, what's that going to say?
You're failing.
Yeah, you're not doing so well, okay? So you definitely would have an outlier because it's really far away. If I'm doing a line plot, I can see that because it's going to be way far away from the other X's or the dots that we have. And finally, we could also find this because I can see the smallest number and the largest number, I could find what? What do I do with the largest and the smallest number? What is it called? What am I looking for? Raise your hand if you can tell me so I can give you bonus points. I'm looking for the what? If I have the biggest number and the smallest number, what am I doing with them? Somebody said subtract. That's great. What do I get? It's what? The range. So I can find the range. Okay? So those are going to be easier to see when we have a line plot. Different ways of organizing our data we're going to do for different reasons. And so if I'm looking for these things, I'd want to have a line plot or dot plot. Now, important. Catalina, what you need, babe? Oh, a sheet. Okay. Really important that you realize this activity we're going to do, there's no prize. There's no winner. We are just doing this to collect data. Okay? Doesn't matter what number you get. We're just using it so we can have a different way. I could give you numbers to use, but that's no fun. So we're going to do it in a way where we can get a variety of numbers. I'm pretty certain we're not all going to get the same number, and that's why we're going to do it this way, okay? So, with that being said, we have a video that we're going to watch. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. I need some information here. So we're going to be putting this onto our number line, our information. But I need to know, what are these numbers representing? So we're going to take all the data that we have collected in here with this activity, and we're going to put it into a dot plot. So Autumn, what do you suggest I put here that the numbers are representing? Say it again. Okay. Number of items remembered. Okay. So that's what we're going to put at the bottom, because when you're doing statistics, you want somebody to know what it is that you have and what you're collecting. Now, I also need a title. Suggestion for a title for this. What is it that we did? Say it again. Okay, we played the memory game, right? And so this is, I did this already for Core 1, so I'm going to put Core 2 memory game. Okay, and when we finish, I'll show you Core 1, and we can compare. Okay, and it's okay. Remember, you're not a winner. There's no losers. There's no prizes. We're just doing this so we can collect data. Okay, so going down the list, I'm going to go and just tell me as we go down the rows what your number was, and what we're going to do is we're going to use X's. I think that filling in the circles is kind of difficult sometimes. So we're going to put an X, and where is it going to go? Over the top of the number. Okay, so Lacey, what'd you have? What number? Yes.
6.
Okay, so go over top of the 6, put an X. Sienna? 8. Go over top of the 8. Yes, what you got? 1. Over the top, put a 1. What'd you get? 5. Shh, over the top. What'd you get? 8. All right. Alyssa, what'd you get? 7. What'd you get, Messiah? 8. Jonathan? 5. Jaquel? 9. Catalea? What'd you get? Didn't get any? That's okay. Okay, that's fine. So we'll put a 0. That's probably what I would have gotten. I didn't do it though. Autumn, what'd you get? 8. Caden? 9. Okay. Caden, are you doing this, dear? This is our notes. It's awfully hard. Okay, you're putting your X's in? Okay. Are you doing this at the bottom? Oh. Yeah, this isn't just me. This is us creating a line plot. So make sure you're filling this in. You have all this in? Okay. All right, so I don't think I wrote that down because I was distracted. Caden, what did you say?
9.
9? Does anybody else have a 9?
You need to put 1.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
9.
9? DeMarcus? 9? 3? Gloria? 10? 5? Killian? 6? Okay. So, what does this tell us? Do we have a mode?
Yes.
What is it?
No.
No? Oh, why is it 8 and 9?
They have a mode.
They both have. And how much was the most? 4. Okay. What do we have any outliers?
0.
Really though, is that really an outlier? Not too much, because they're all kind of together. We have some spaces where we don't have anything. Does anybody know what it's called when you have a space and nothing is there? It starts with a G. It's only 3 letters. It's a gap. Yeah, it's a gap. That's what it's called. So we have a gap in the data, and that's okay. You don't leave that number out. Number lines are going to have everything filled in. Okay? So would range be easy to find? What's range?
No.
What's the range?
It's 10 to 0.
What's my range? 10. You'd have to use the 10 and the 0 and subtract. Could I find a median? Are they in order already? Whoa, let's look at it. What do we put it on? A number line. Did we have a mixed up number line? No, it's in order. Are they already in order? How would I find the median then? What would I do? What's median? Median. Find the one that's in the middle. How would I do that? Do what? You could underline each X until you got to the middle. Where do you think it would be? You think 5? Well, let's look. So if I did that, do I have half of them? I don't know. So if I just went through, let me do this. If I use my highlighter, I do this one and this one. What would I mark out next? I got some people not paying attention. I mark out the 1 and the 9. What else? Okay, I'd mark out the what? I don't have a 2. Oh, I would mark out the 3 and an 8? 7? Come on, guys. What's the next biggest number?
5.
I marked out this. I need another one on this side. Which one am I going to mark out?
6.
Why am I going to go down here? I've got to go this way and come into the middle.
5.
If I were to list these,
3.
if I were to list these, how would I list my numbers? Let's make a list right here across the top. What am I going to put first? 0. What's next? What's next? 1. What's next? 3. I'm not doing a solo mission. We're doing this together. So right here across the top, we are writing these numbers because we don't seem to understand what we're working with. So I've got 0, 1, 3. What's next? 5. What's next? What? I only had 1 5? How many 5s did I have? Oh, what should I put? I should put 3 5s. What do I put next? 6. What do I put next? 6. What do I put next? Then what? How many? 4 of them. So go ahead and do 4 of them. What am I going to put next? How many? 4 of them. Then what? Do I have all the pieces of data? They're all there. What do I think the median's going to be? Now somebody has said before 5, and I think they said that because isn't 5 between 0 and 10? Am I going to pick 5 for the median? Why not? It's not in the middle. Can I find the middle? How many are going to be in the middle? 1 or 2? Why 2? If we have an even number, it's going to be 2. How am I going to find it? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back and forth. Say it again. What's in the middle? What's in the middle?
7 and 8.
Oh, so we've got these 2 in the middle. So what's my median? 7 and 8? You can have 2 medians? What do we do when we have 2 in the middle? Add them together and divide by 2. So if I add 7 and 8, what do I get?
15.
All right, so median is 15 with what? Divided by? Equals? 7 and 5/10, 7.5. Let's go back. What's our mode? What did we say the mode was? 8 and 9. Why? Am I going too fast for some of you? Because some of you are writing this down. All right, now I've got median, I've got mode. Can I find the mean? Virginia, I need your garbage trash. Can I find the mean? Can I find the mean? How? How am I going to find the mean? How do you find mean? What do you do? We just did a classwork on it. We did homework on it last night. How do we find the mean? All right, so to find the mean, I can put each one in individually, or I could do what? What numbers could I put in Desmos? 0. Do I need to put 0? Okay. 1 plus 3 plus, what might I put instead of 5 plus 5 plus 5? 15 plus 12 plus 7 plus 20. Why is it 24?
It's 32.
Why is it 32?
Because 8, 4 times.
Okay. How about 9s? Plus? Okay, you have Desmos. Put it in. Find the mean. Bonus points. Find the mean. Find the mean. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere between 0 and 10. What if I get a mean of 11? Is that possible? Why not? We're adding, but what do we do after we add? You have to divide by how many you have. You're just putting the numbers into decimals. I need a total. So I can check mine.
Wait, just turn this.
Uh-huh.
You said all the ones we have listed or just the ones that's yellow?
If I want the mean for this activity, am I only going to do the ones that are yellow?
No.
Which ones am I going to do? All of them. Okay. Going to put them all in. Anybody have a number they can share so I can check my work? Jonathan, have you put your numbers in? 106. Looking for some answers. I want to see if what I have. What do you think? What'd you get?
109.
109. What'd you get?
116.
116. So I heard 106, 116, 109. Can we all have different answers? We can? Okay, I need more answers then because we need to come up with a consensus. We need more than one person. I'd say at least 5 to have the same thing. So put it in Desmos and tell me what you get. Virginia, what'd you get? 116. So I've got 2 of those. Anybody else? 116? Anybody else? If you have Desmos, you can go back and check and see what numbers you put in. Don't push clear. Look at those numbers. All right, 116? Okay, so if I have 116, what am I going to divide by? Why 17? I don't think it's 17 because I circled 2 in the middle. Didn't I circle 2 in the middle? That means I have an even number. If it were 17, I'd only have 1 in the middle. So count. Count. How many do we have? Counting's not hard. You're counting. You don't need Desmos for that. You're counting your numbers. How many X's are there? What did you get? Jamar? How many? 18? Anybody else? Okay, so if there's 18, that's why we have 2 in the middle. So now, Desmos that. Take 116, divide by 18. What are we going to get for the mean? Well, we're going to probably round it to what? 6 and? Is it going to be 4 tenths or 5 tenths?
4.
It's going to be a 4 because you have to have a number 5 or higher next to it. Okay, so you can find mean, median, mode. Last one, what's my range? Range. How would I find the range? How am I going to get that?
10 to 10.
Equals 10. Question. Okay, we got one more that we need to do real quick for notes. It's dot plots. Okay? It's already been done for you. So all we're going to do is we make sure that we know how to fill in with either dots or X's. That says a lot about you. Shh, and we're recording it too.
Try.
Can you what? Of course we will. It's not hard. Okay, dot plots. Okay, they start with circles, so we're going to do circles. So it says, this person's playing his favorite board game. In the game, he rolls a six-sided, just like this, die with each turn. He takes 30 turns in the entire game. The results are recorded here on the side. It says, use the list to create a dot plot. My first suggestion, rewrite these numbers that you can't read. Because I think that's what threw me off in the last class. I couldn't read the numbers. I thought it would be clear enough, but it's not. Okay, so the first one's done. It was a 5. They have a dot over top of the 5. What's our next number? 2. So I'm going to go over top of the 2 and put a dot. Try to keep them all about the same size and spacing. What's next? Mark it out as you go. What's next? 1. Go above the 1, put a dot. Mark it out. What's next? Go above the 1, put a dot, mark it out. What's next?
6.
Go above the 6, put a dot, mark it out. Next row. 3. Mark it out. Next. Put a 2. Then go above the 6. Then and then 4. Okay, instead of me saying it to you, I want you to finish with that list, doing each one, and then we'll check and see if we all have the same thing. Bless you. I made a mistake in the last class. See if you agree with when you finish. If yours agrees with mine. If not, let me know so I can go back and hopefully find my mistake. All right, did I make any mistakes? No. I did it right this time. I did it wrong in the last class. So we're good? Yes. Okay, next one. I like this next one better because you don't have to worry about marking them out. What we're going to do is this. You're going to create a frequency table. So it says a fitness instructor counted the number of chin-ups each person in Monday night's class could do. The number of chin-ups completed by each person is listed below. Use the list to fill in the frequency table. I think that's a lot easier. I'm just going to look for the number. So for 6, how many 6s were in the list?
1.
Okay, there's only 1. It's marked out. Next number we're looking for is what?
7.
Count how many 7s and fill in the frequency table. It's a 4. Okay, make sense? So you're going to find out for 8s, 9s, and 10s. And this time we're going to use X's. So, for example, for number 6, above the 6, I'm going to put 1X. Okay. Are you leaving? I didn't. Okay. All right, so finish that line plot. see if you agree with my frequency table. If you agree with the numbers that I have, then we're going to do the line plot with x's. So I have 1x over the 6. How many x's over the 7?
4.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Over the 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over the 9?
5.
Over the 10. Okay. Are there any outliers in this distribution of data? What is an outlier? Something that's a lot bigger or a lot smaller. These are all close together. This is actually a cluster and it's symmetrical. What does the word symmetric mean?
It looks the same on the other side.
Right, so if I were to fold it, it would be a match. So something that's symmetrical, if I went right down, it's kind of the same on both sides. Yep, just like a folder, a book. Questions? Okay, we are going to stop there. We are going to fold this. So this is on the outside. This is your 96B. You have 96A that we did with the dot plot that you're going to glue in. Have your planner on your desk so I can give you your homework. So have it open. If I can see it, I can leave the homework there. Thank you, beautiful.